Hi everybody, this is Kevin, and welcome back to another anime review. And today I would like to share my thoughts on episode 8 of Digimon Ghost Game, which I'm going to say right now, I thought this was the best episode yet. I was laughing my ass off the whole time. It was just, I wouldn't even say random, but it was just a little bit of a wacky episode, and I really enjoyed it. And you know, they sort of followed the Monster of the Week type deal where they faced off against an Ultimate level Digimon. And in this one, there's actually 2 Ultimate level Digimon and a bunch of champions running around. But the Ultimate level Digimon are fighting each other. And it was just like a wacky little adventure, and I enjoyed it. So it starts off like any of the other episodes do, in that it follows an NPC type character just sort of minding their own business. In this case, it's a man driving home on a busy highway. And he hears all this noise, and he looks around, and he sees a hologram ghost, which is what the regular people see as Digimon. And he's like, oh, this is an interesting new advertisement they have out there. And, you know, the Digimon is getting attacked by Metal Phantommon, and it basically sucks up its soul. And then you hear the NPC type character, like, screaming in the background as presumably he's being attacked by Metal Phantommon. So it cuts to our main cast of characters now. Hiro, Roly, and Kiyoshiro, who are just sort of watching what's going on, and Hiro is obviously the leader of the group, and he's looking online trying to solve all the hologram ghost-related mysteries, and, you know, he tries to call Kiyoshiro on his computer, like to do a Skype call, or is Skype even around anymore, I guess a Discord call or whatever, and Kiyoshiro's like, no, I gotta go, and then you see Jellymon, who's like, oh, no, darling, don't be a scaredy cat, because they all sort of have, like, their quirks. You know, Hiro is obviously the brave main character. Roly, they've sort of hinted that she's probably the most intelligent of the group. And of course, Angoramon is probably the most intelligent of the Digimon. And then you have Kiyoshiro, who's the scaredy cat. Again, what is the deal with him and his bandage? You know, he has his arm all wrapped up in this sort of bandage like a mummy. And he was threatening a few episodes ago, like, you don't want to see me when I take my band-aid off. It's his magical talisman. But essentially what happens is they go to a go-kart place, and they start racing in the go-karts, and there's some foreshadowing early on in that Hiro's like, oh, Roly, you're really fast at the go-kart, and Kiyoshiro doesn't want to race because he's afraid, he's a scaredy cat. Then Jellymon keeps mocking him, like, oh, come on, darling, and there's a few times where he calls her Jellymon, and she like, corrects her, she's like, no, it's Jellymon-sama, so, goddamn, it's pretty crazy, but it's getting dark out, and all of a sudden, you see like a hologram ghost Digimon race by them, and it turns out to be this one here. Let me get all my tabs in order so I can share with you guys. But we see this one, Sistermon Ciel, races right by them in her go-kart. Let's see if there's a picture of her in her go-kart. Yeah, here it is as it's getting towards nighttime. She's in her go-kart racing like a mad woman, laughing like a maniac, and she sort of challenges them all to a race. Of course, she's an Ultimate level Digimon as well. And she challenges them all to a race. And then we see all sorts of other Digimon. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself here. We see, here they are. All these Digimon appear, and they start being chased by Metal Phantommon. And they say they have like this brand on their forehead. See that red dot there? They all have it. And then eventually you see Galmon gets one, and all the other partner Digimon get one as well. And they're branded by Metal Phantommon, and basically they're subjected to race around in a circle until they get captured, or if they don't get captured, survive until morning. And it's some pretty crazy stuff. Here's like, that was one of the preview images. That's Metal Phantommon right there. He's pretty scary looking. I think he appeared in the original series as like a henchman of Myotismon, if I remember correctly. This was a cool shot of them fighting in the distance, and you saw the silhouette. Obviously, they're on their freaking go-karts racing along, and there's Sistermon Ciel and Metal Phantommon up there. There they all are again. There's this one right here, which Justin will probably have to tell me the names, because I didn't quite get all their names. The subtitles go pretty fast, and I can only hear with so much. But this horse Digimon here, I believe he's a champion level. He's appeared throughout the series multiple times as well. And he actually gets captured by Metal Phantommon, and like the scream he lets out is pretty scary, dude. But they're all just racing along, and some crazy stuff right there. And there's this giant elephant Digimon as well that Angoramon is riding on. But yeah, with Metal Phantommon, obviously an Ultimate level Digimon, And it made sense because our heroes didn't digivolve or anything, because it was basically a fight between Sistermon Ciel and Metal Phantommon. So they were just sort of watching in the background as it happened and let the two of them handle it. But as it got closer to the end of the episode, we were introduced to this one right here, Black Tailmon Uver, which is a variation of Gatomon, or Tailmon in the Japanese. But he appeared at the end there, as it appeared like our heroes were going to get captured by Metal Phantommon, and he had like this glass urn with him that he opened up, and it sort of sucked all the Digimon into a portal into the digital world. And it's interesting that this guy makes his appearance now, because if you look real closely during the opening, you'll see Black Tailmon throughout, as well as silhouettes of all the evil Digimon they faced off so far. So I like that, obviously Metal Phantommon is a dangerous threat there, and he's not a misunderstood Digimon like all the other Ultimates have been, and he definitely posed a threat there. Our heroes were about to be destroyed and captured by him until Black Tailmon saved them. And it was interesting too, because Angoramon seemed to know who this Digimon was and was warning everyone, stay away from that urn, don't go in there, you'll get sucked into the digital world. So overall, I thought this episode was great. I enjoyed the racing scenes. It was funny as hell. Like, before we saw Sistermon Ciel, Galamon was like a madman, like, oh, go faster, hero, like on the go-kart. It was hilarious. And then actually with the preview for the next episode, we see Clockmon again. Now, if you remember, Clockmon was the first villain we saw in the very first episode. So it's cool that he's coming back, because so far, all the Ultimate level Digimon that our heroes have faced have all sort of been misunderstood and went their separate ways, or like Metal Phantommon got sucked back into the digital world, whereas the first episode with Clockmon, he disappeared, but he didn't go anywhere. He didn't reform himself or go back to the digital world, so he's still lurking about. And again, they showed in the preview for the next episode, like, the clocks and everything, so maybe he's hiding in a clock or something and he'll come back and wreak havoc. But overall, this was the best episode yet. I look forward to when they finally have the multi-part episodes facing off against a really powerful foe. And, I mean, you got to figure at some point all the other partner Digimon are going to digivolve, because so far we've seen Galamon has his two different forms, similar to that of Vmon in Adventure 2 with the armor digivolutions. But let me know what you guys thought in the comments down below. And stay tuned for more videos coming soon. So thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time.